8 million years ago, long before any human eyes ever looked upon the world. The Earth was a wild and restless place. Continents were still shifting, climates were unpredictable, and ecosystems thrived with creatures far more colossal and dangerous than anything living today. This was an age where survival meant constant vigilance, relentless hunger, and battles that echoed across ancient rivers and forgotten jungles. In the heart of this unforgiving world, two titans ruled the wetlands, a colossal crocodile with jaws powerful enough to crush bone, like dry twigs, and a giant cobra whose venom could stop the heart of even the fiercest predator within moments. And fate was preparing to bring these two rulers face to face in a clash that would be remembered in the very fossils of the earth. The wetlands stretched endlessly, a maze of slow-moving rivers, dark mud, dense reeds, and patches of dry land where ancient trees clung to life. The air was thick and heavy, buzzing with insects that covered the sky like living clouds. At dawn, the horizon glowed amber as the sun rose, lighting the shimmering water that hid countless secrets beneath its surface. A distant rumble echoed, not thunder, but something moving beneath the surface. The colossal crocodile glided through the murky water, barely disturbing the surface. Its body was nearly 9 meters long, armored with ridged scales hardened by millions of years of evolution. This beast was a relic from a lineage of unstoppable hunters. Every movement was deliberate, every breath controlled. This creature had survived droughts, floods, and storms. It had taken down giant mammals, early rhinos, bison-like beasts, and even other crocodiles. But today, it hunted not out of hunger, but out of instinct. The river was its domain, and anything that dared enter was a challenge waiting to be crushed. As the crocodile emerged near the riverbank, its massive head rose silently from the water. Mud slid off its scales. Its eyes, golden and unblinking, scanned the land. The morning breeze carried the scent of prey, a herd of small, ancient deer grazing near the shade. The crocodile remained still, barely visible, its nostrils just above the surface.
Oh.
A patient hunter, it could wait hours, even days, for the perfect moment. But something else moved in the tall grass. Long shape glided through the reeds, its scales glistening in the sunlight like polished bronze. The giant cobra, stretching nearly 5 meters long, moved with silent authority. Its hood was partially open, displaying intricate patterns that warned all creatures to keep their distance. This serpent was feared by all. Its venom was one of the most potent toxins the ancient world had ever produced. A single bite could bring down animals much larger than itself, sending their muscles into paralysis before their minds could recognize the pain. The cobra lifted its head slightly, tasting the air with its forked tongue. It sensed movement, warm bodies, prey, danger, territory. Its world was a symphony of vibrations and scents, and it understood them with an intelligence frighteningly advanced for a reptile. Its eyes, black and unblinking, surveyed the land. For now, the crocodile and the cobra remained unaware of each other, their territories overlapping but paths not yet crossing. But nature was patient. It knew that eventually the river and the land would bring them together. The day grew hotter. The wetlands began to change their rhythm. Herds moved toward the water to cool their bodies. Smaller predators prowled the shade. The crocodile remained submerged, waiting. But the deer were cautious today, their ears twitching nervously. Something else was nearby. The giant cobra had moved closer, weaving between rocks and grass. Its body pressed low against the ground, hood flared wide as it approached the deer with predatory patience. But as it moved closer to the river, it felt a vibration in the earth, slow, heavy, a wave of energy spreading outward. The cobra froze, its instincts screaming danger. The crocodile sensed something too, presence. Not prey, but something unfamiliar, something bold enough to approach the riverbank without fear. For the first time, their worlds touched. The crocodile's snout broke the surface as it rose silently. The cobra lifted its head higher, pupils narrowing, hood expanding into a full threat display. The two creatures locked onto one another, both apex predators, both accustomed to dominating their domains. The air around them seemed to still. The deer bolted, but neither predator even glanced at them. The river rippled softly as though bowing to the titans preparing to face off. But the moment passed without violence. The crocodile, uninterested in wasting energy, slipped back into the water. The cobra lowered its hood and continued across the land. The first encounter ended with tension, not battle. But the ancient world rarely allowed peace to last. Days passed. The wetlands grew even hotter. The drought began tightening its grip on the region. Water levels fell, exposing mudflats and shrinking pools. This forced all creatures into closer quarters. Prey and predator alike were drawn toward the few remaining freshwater pockets, where competition turned brutal. Hyena-like mammals prowled in packs. Massive turtles clashed. Birds with dagger-like beaks snatched fish from drying ponds. And among them all, the colossal crocodile held its throne. But the cobra's territory had also been reduced by the shrinking river. It now hunted closer to the water's edge, forced into the crocodile's domain. Every day brought them closer. Every night amplified their rivalry. Soon, the entire wetland seemed to hold its breath. Then came the moment destiny had been building toward. At dusk, the sky burned orange as the sun dipped below the horizon. The river was still. Shadows grew long and distorted. The crocodile lay half-submerged in the mud, resting after a successful hunt. Its stomach was full, but its mind was alert. It sensed something approaching, a strange rhythm, movement too deliberate to belong to prey. The cobra glided into view, its body half-raised, hoot fully extended. It had tracked a small prey animal to the water, unaware that the crocodile was hidden beneath the mud. But the crocodile knew. It watched. It calculated. The cobra sensed danger too late. The crocodile lunged forward with explosive force, mud exploding outward in a violent spray. The cobra reacted instantly, its body whipping aside with lightning speed. The crocodile's jaws slammed shut on empty air, the sound echoing like thunder. The cobra struck back, delivering a bite to the crocodile's armored snout, but its fangs couldn't penetrate the thick scales.
Ow.
Venom dripped harmlessly down the crocodile's rough hide. The cobra recoiled, realizing brute force would not win this battle. The crocodile lunged again, jaws wide enough to swallow half the snake's body in a single bite. But the cobra twisted, coiling its body around a rock, keeping its distance. The crocodile thrashed, throwing mud and water in every direction. The wetlands erupted into chaos. Birds flew from the trees. Mammals fled in all directions. The fight shook the ground as the cobra lashed its body across the crocodile's eye ridge, stunning it momentarily. The crocodile roared, a deep, guttural sound rarely heard from creatures of its kind. It surged forward again, this time angling its body sideways to trap the cobra against the mudbank. The cobra saw its opening and struck, not at the snout, but at the crocodile's softer throat region. Its fangs sank in. Venom surged through the bite. The crocodile bellowed and rolled violently, but the cobra held on, its long body whipping through the air as the titans struggled. Mud churned. Water splashed high into the air. The serpent's venom began taking effect, slowing the crocodile's movements. But the crocodile's power was not fading fast enough. It lunged one final time, jaws clamping around the cobra's midsection. The sound of crushing scales echoed through the wetlands. The cobra writhed, biting repeatedly, injecting more venom, but it was too late. The crocodile's grip was unbreakable. With one ruthless twist, the crocodile snapped the cobra's spine. The serpent fell limp. Silence returned. The colossal crocodile stood victorious, barely. The venom was working its way through its body. Its limbs trembled. Its breaths became shallow. It collapsed halfway into the river, the water darkening around it. Hours passed. The moon rose. The forest quieted. By dawn, the crocodile's body lay still at the edge of the river. Fight had claimed both titans. Neither had survived. The wetlands slowly reclaimed their bodies, mud swallowing history. Water washing away evidence of the greatest prehistoric duel the region had ever witnessed. Millions of years later, their fossils would be found only meters apart. The bones of a giant serpent coiled near the skull of a colossal crocodile. Scientists would marvel, trying to understand how such creatures lived and how they died. They would never know the full story, but the earth remembered, land remembered. The silent fossils whispered the truth. 8 million years ago, two titans clashed in a battle, not for territory or dominance, but for survival itself. A battle written not in ink, but in the mud and bones of prehistory. A battle that shaped legends buried deep beneath the earth. And though their bodies vanished, their story lived on, a testament to nature's brutal beauty and the eternal struggle between predator and predator in a world that time has long forgotten.